This is going to be the quickest video ever filmed because I have rapidly congealing McDonald's in the kitchen. Hello and welcome to the Glitter Bomb. I've just got home from work, so I've literally thrown on a face. I decided that I was going to do a readathon because I've never done one before and it's October, it's officially spooky season. I was like, why not? I don't do horror. Your girl does not like to be scared. I've decided to do the trick or treat-a-thon. Saw someone else do the prompts and it looked really fun. And I figured, why not give it a go? We'll give it a go. I keep calling it a trick or treat-a-thon. It's trick or treat-a-thon. Trick or treat-a-thon. Yeah, I've got all the prompts here on my phone, so I'm just gonna read them out. Prompt 1 is witch, which is read a book with a female lead who will probably hex you if you mess with her. Prompt 2 is vampire, read a book with a love interest you shouldn't meet in a dark alley, but you want to. Prompt 3 is werewolf, read a book only at night. Prompt 4 is ghost, read a book set in a place you'd want to haunt. Prompt 5 is demon. Does anyone else say demoned? Demon. Prompt 5 is demon. Read a book that has more than one POV, like those possessed by demons. Prompt 6 is siren. Read a book someone has recommended to you. Prompt 7 is fae. Read a book you've always been too scared to pick up. And prompt 8 is zombie. Read a book that features a disaster. So for each of these prompts, I'm going to tell you what I picked, why I picked it, and also the synopsis. For which, a female lead who would probably hex you if you mess with her, I decided to read God's Grave by J. Kristoff. It's the second book in the Nevernight series, and if you've read the first one, then you would understand why I chose Mia Corvere for the witch prompt. As God's Grave is the second in the series, I didn't want to read the synopsis because it's spoilery, so I figured if I just read the synopsis for Nevernight. Mia Corvere is only 10 years old when she's given her first lesson in death. Destined to destroy empires, the child raised in shadows made a promise on the day she lost everything to avenge herself on those that shattered her world. But the chance to strike against such powerful enemies will be fleeting, and Mia must become a weapon without equal. Before she seeks vengeance, she must seek training among the infamous assassins of the Red Church of Atreia. Inside the church's halls, Mia must prove herself against the deadliest of opponents and survive the tutelage of murderers, liars, and demons at the heart of a murder cult. The church is no ordinary school, but Mia is no ordinary student. Book 1 in the series, Nevernight, I've already read this. I loved this. Mia is quite a badass, so that's why I chose her for witch. My neighbours are just going on. They're noisy. Here we go. The second prompt, vampire. A love interest you shouldn't meet in a dark alley but you want to. Howl's Moving Castle by Deanna Wynne Jones. Got this version of it for my birthday from my boyfriend from the Folio Society, and it is just absolutely, look at that. I think you can see that. Absolutely stunning. This version does not have a synopsis on it. In this beloved modern classic, young Sophie Hatter from the land of Ingery catches the unwelcome attention of the Witch of the Waste and is put under a spell. Deciding she has nothing more to lose, Sophie makes her way to the moving castle that hovers on the hills above her town, Market Chipping. But the castle belongs to the dreaded Wizard Howl, whose appetite, they say, is satisfied only by the souls of young girls. There Sophie meets Michael, Howl's apprentice, and Calcifer the fire demon, with whom she agrees a pact. I love Howl. I can feel myself getting emotional just talking about him. Anyway, how we've exposed ourselves on the internet. 3. Werewolf. Read a book only at night. For this, I decided to read Crave by Tracy Wolff. Again, I don't have the physical copy of this, so it was on my Kindle. I actually finished this last night, and there are words, but I don't know what they are. What I'm gonna do is a October wrap up We'll see how many of these I get through. But I'm not doing too badly at the moment. I will express my thoughts and feelings in that about Crave. The synopsis for Crave is: my whole world changed when I stepped inside the academy. Nothing is right about this place or the other students in it. Here I am, a mere mortal among gods or monsters. I still can't decide which of these warring factions I belong to, if I belong at all. I only know the one thing that unites them is their hatred of me. Then there's Jackson Vega, a vampire with deadly secrets who hasn't felt anything for 100 years. But there's something about him that calls to me. Something broken in him that somehow fits with what's broken in me, which could spell death for us all, because Jackson walled himself off for a reason, and now someone wants to wake a sleeping monster, and I'm wondering if I was brought here intentionally as the bait. That was so dramatic. Prompt 4, Ghost. I have literally just now realised I haven't chosen a book for Ghost. I'm stupid. Hey guys, Natalie from the future here. Just wanted to pop in quickly and say that the book that I eventually chose for the Ghost prompt is The Beautiful by Renee Ahdieh. Not because I particularly want to haunt whatever's going on, but just because I have always wanted to go to New Orleans. Prompt 5, Demon. A book from more than one POV, which stands for point of view, as if possessed by a demon. I don't know what this is. Is this how you get possessed by a demon? For this prompt, I decided to read Gather the Daughters by Jenny Melamed. Possibly Melamed. Now, I definitely drank my damn juice today because this was a library book that I had. I finished it and gave it back. Like, I knew I was going to do this video, so I don't know why I didn't just film the video and then give it back. Oh well. On a small isolated island, there's a community that lives by its own rules. Boys grow up knowing they will one day take charge, while girls know they will be married and pregnant within moments of hitting womanhood. But before that time comes, a ritual offers children an exhilarating reprieve. Every summer they are turned out onto their doorsteps to roam the island, sleep on the beach and build camps in trees, to be free. At the end of one such summer, one of the younger girls sees something she was never supposed to see, and she returns home with a truth that could bring their island world to its knees. Now again, I finished this book and took it back to my library, and I'm not gonna comment on it here. All I'm saying is that it's definitely a Halloween read. It's just all kind of f***ed up, if I'm completely honest. I wasn't expecting, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting that, and it's kind of traumatised me. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit traumatised. The next prompt is Siren, which is a book that somebody else recommended to me, and for that I decided to read Girls of Storm and Shadow by Natasha and Gan, I want to say. I'm butchering names again. I saw in my last video I didn't do this. This is a sequel to Girls of Paper and Fire, which I cheated a little bit because I'd already read Girls of Paper and Fire. It was really good, and then I am spending a lot of time on book Twitter where I know quite a few readers who really like this series, and so they're always kind of talking about it, and I figured take that as like a recommendation. Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm not going to read the synopsis for that because again it's a sequel and I don't want to be spoilery. But the premise for Girls on Paper and Fire is: each year 8 beautiful girls are chosen as paper girls to serve the king. It's the highest honour they could hope for and the most demeaning. This year there's a 9th, and instead of paper she's made of fire. The next prompt is Fae, which is a book that you are too scared or have been too scared to pick up. And again, I cheated. I decided to choose Throne of Glass by Sarah J Maas, simply because I was afraid to pick it up because I was afraid I would love it, and then there's 12 million of these books and I figured that I would go broke buying the entire series. So the premise for Throne of Glass is: in the dark, filthy salt mines of Endovia, an 18-year-old girl is serving a life sentence. She's a trained assassin, the best of her kind, but she made a fatal mistake. She got caught. Young Captain Westfall offers her a deal: her freedom in return for one huge sacrifice. Selena must represent the prince in a to-the-death tournament, fighting the most gifted thieves and assassins in the land. Live or die, Selena will be free. Win or lose, she is about to discover her true identity. But will her assassin's heart be melted? To be completely honest, I read this book a million years ago and I do not remember what happens in it. So yeah. The last book that I have chosen for the Trick or Treat-a-thon is for the zombie prompt, which is a book that features a disaster. So for this, I decided to choose The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. The premise for this is the way the world ends for the last time. It starts with the Great Red Rift across the heart of the world's sole continent, spewing ash that blots out the sun. It starts with death, with a murdered son and a missing daughter. It starts with betrayal and long dormant wounds rising up to fester. This is the stillness, a land long familiar with catastrophe, where the power of the earth is wielded as a weapon and where there is no mercy. It sounds like it's got a disaster in it. So I picked it because it sounds like it's got a disaster in it. Those are all my prompts for the Trick or Treat-a-thon. I do have an extra few books that I've challenged myself to. My first kind of challenge that I wanted to do was to finish The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. You would have seen this in my summer haul. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive edition. This book is an arc technically because it doesn't actually come out until I think it's February next year. The synopsis for The Gilded Ones is: Decca lives in fear of the blood ceremony that will determine whether she can become a member of her village. If she bleeds red, she will belong, but on the day of the ceremony her blood runs gold, the colour of impurity, of a demon. The consequences force Decca to leave her village with a mysterious woman, destined to join an army of girls like her, the Alaki, girls who are near immortals with rare gifts, and the only ones able to stop the Empire's greatest threat. But as she journeys to the capital to train for the battle of her life, Decca discovers the great walled city holds many surprises. Nothing and no one are quite what they seem, not even Decca herself. I have already finished this, so I've already done one of my challenges. I'm quite pleased with myself. I've been doing really well.
Let's be in my video. I want to see the people. Say hello. Say hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. My name is Steve. No, I want to go down. Hate mommy. Okay.
I'm really sorry if the lighting looks horrendously different. My camera died, but I had my food, so my tummy is happy, so I'm happy now. If the camera is shaking, it's because my cat is being a terror. What are you doing? I'm not sure how many people are aware, but October is Black History Month in the UK, so I wanted to read a book by some black authors. The lovely, lovely, lovely Savannah, who is on book Twitter. I think her handle is Baby Loves Books. She sent me a book that's been on my Amazon wishlist for quite a while actually, which is A Phoenix Must Burn. These are several stories put together of black girl magic, resistance and hope. The back says, 16 tales that explore the black experience through fantasy, science fiction and magic, coming together in one spellbinding narrative of bravery, beauty and hope. I'm really, really, really looking forward to this. So thank you so much, Savannah. I really, really appreciate this. Thank you. And lastly, because it's spooky season and I am still 14 years old at heart, I decided to pick up the first 4 of the Morganville Vampire series. I have never read these. I read tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of vampire books growing up, but I have never read these. There was a lovely girl on Depop selling 4 of these in a really, really, really good deal. Like, she's lovely and they're in pretty good nick as well. Anyway, this isn't a haul video. Glass Houses, Dead Girls Dance, Midnight Alley and Feast of Fools. This is exactly the type of book that I would have read when I was about 14, 15. It's basically just about a town called Morganville, which has got vampires in it. For Claire Danvers, high school was hell, but college, maybe murder. It was bad enough that she got on the wrong side of Monica, the meanest of the school's mean girls, but now she's got 3 new roommates who all have secrets of their own. And the biggest secret of all isn't really a secret except from Claire. Morganville is run by vampires and they are hungry for fresh blood. I think I'm gonna eat these up. No pun intended. I'm looking forward to reading these because it's spooky season and vampires are about as spooky as it gets for me because I am a massive baby. Thank you so much for tuning in and I will see you in my next video. Feel free to like, subscribe and Go and check me out on Instagram, Twitter. I'm on Twitter a lot. I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.
Hello. How do you stop?